Did you know Gullah isn't a dialect? It's a direct link to Africa. Yeah. See, most folks think it's just broken English, but in reality, it's Creole language deeply rooted in Africa and the African tradition. And the man who proved it is Lorenzo Dow Turner. So today we give honor and respect to Lorenzo Dow Turner. So let me tell you who he is, okay? So Turner was like this black linguist. And if you don't know what linguist is, it's a person that knows language very well, okay? It's a fancy word. He was born in 1890 in North Carolina, so in the Carolinas, okay? And he earned a degree from Howard and Harvard, and he got his PhD from the University of Chicago. So that's from Illinois, that's where I'm from. And later he taught at HBCUs like Fisk. And so his real legacy, though, is his research that he did on Gullah, and he did this in the 1930s and the 1940s. So while others ignored or disrespected the language, Turner, he kind of had a keen ear, and so he tuned in and he listened. So he would travel the Sea Islands and record the speakers. Anytime someone, used the dialect, he would speak about it. And he compared the words to the African languages. And what he found was very groundbreaking. So let me tell you a little bit about it, okay? Now, if you don't know, Gullah people are descendants of enslaved Africans who lived along the coast of South Carolina. And that was South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, parts of Florida. And their culture was like real deep. And so you would think that it would be rich in like food and music and storytelling and spirituality. And one of the most fascinating parts, and I believe that's with any, heritage, etc., is the language. So Gullah is a Creole language, which is, like I said, a mix of African languages, and I'll tell you a little bit about those, but also a mix of English. So the African languages it's mixed with is called Mende, Yoruba, Wolof, and I may not be saying these correctly, so bear with me, and Igbo. And so I will put those in, this will be spelled out in the caption, so you'll be able to see exactly what the spelling was, okay? So it was developed out of necessity, as enslaved people, from the different regions had to find a way to communicate with each other. Over the time, this blend of the languages became, something very unique. So what happened is for centuries, folks dismissed it. They kind of was like, they don't know how to speak. They don't know how to speak English. They thought it was broken English. But Lorenzo Dow Turner is the one that decided, let me do some more, exploration of it. And I could be able to, decipher it and tell you that what really is, what people would try to say it wasn't that great, or, like I said, broken English is something magnificent. So it goes back to entering Lorenzo Dow Turner. So as Mr. Turner started doing his research, and he started comparing the words, the African words with the language, and the English, etc., what he found, and as I said, felt like it was very groundbreaking, and it sounds like it based in my research, is that Gullah wasn't just a version of English. It carried a direct African influence. It had African grammar structures, pronunciation patterns, and even entire words from languages spoken, and these were from places such as Sierra Leone, Ghana, and Nigeria. He even discovered that some of the Gullah speakers that he would record could still understand Creole, and that's Krio, which is, and I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but not Creole, but Creole. It's language spoken in Sierra Leone. Now, why does it matter? Well, it matters because it proved that African culture didn't disappear in America. It survived, actually. It was able to survive. A lot of times, when you came over here, they changed your name, changed everything about you, that try to strip you of who you were, of your African heritage. But in reality, it was able to carry over and survive. So through language, traditions, and of course resilience, Turner's 1949 book, he made a book. It's called Africanisms of in the Gullah dialect. Let's say it again. Africanisms in Gullah dialect is what it says. Changed how people understood Black history. Okay? And without him, Gullah might have been erased, dismissed as a slang or bad English. But with him, thanks to Mr. Turner, we know it for what it truly is. It's a living connection in Africa. So, for the legacy to continue to live on, today, the Gullah language is still spoken. It's still preserved, and it's still ours. So it's just part of our heritage. And thanks to Mr. Turner, he's allowed us to be able to understand that here in the States, and to know that part of our heritage still carries on. So thank you to Mr. Turner. Your work has made sure that the Gullah language has been preserved. And that's what I have for you today. Like I said, Mr. Turner and the Gullah language. And if you would like to have more information, I used to research. I did Wikipedia, Google search. I looked for YouTubes. I usually do copies of YouTube, but we know that they try to get on you for that. So I decided to let me recite what I found. But follow me, Vignette Miamore, for more Black History moments. Vignette on History. Be sure to like and subscribe and to share this information. Until next time. Ciao.